Good morning students. Today we are going to see 6th lesson Health and Hygiene Part 1. Students, listen carefully to this session. I hope you are ready to note down important points into notebook. If you are having any doubt, note the question in notebook and it will clarify on reopening day. In this session, we are going to learn about definition of health and hygiene, components of foods, importance of nutrients present in our food. That is, we will study about how much amount of carbohydrate, fat, protein, vitamin, minerals and water present in the food. So above these topics covered into book page number 91 to 99. Okay students, let's start the lesson. Health and hygiene. Health is wealth. As we all know, hygiene is the way to make it grow. Listen students. Health. The word health refers to a state of complete emotional and physical well-being. Healthcare exists to help people maintain this optimal state of health. As defined by World Health Organization WHO, it is a state of complete physical, mental and social well-being and not merely the absence of disease or infirmity. Here infirmity means mental weakness. So the definition of health is state of complete physical, mental and social well-being and not merely the absence of disease or infirmity. Now we will see about homeostasis. What is homeostasis? Health is a dynamic condition resulting from your body's constant adjustment and adaptation in response to stresses and changes in the environment for maintaining an inner equilibrium called homeostasis. Homeostasis is the relatively constant state maintained by the body. For example, if the external temperature is over hot, the internal body temperature over mean relatively constant, that is 98.6 Fahrenheit or 37 degrees Celsius. Body temperature will decrease or increase within the range of 96.7 Fahrenheit to 99.5 Fahrenheit at normal range. So homeostasis is a dynamic condition resulting from your body's constant adjustment and adaptation in response to stresses and changes in the environment for maintaining an inner equilibrium. So what is hygiene? Hygiene is the science of the establishment and maintenance of health conditions or practices as of cleanliness conducive to health as poor personal hygiene. To prevent diseases, we should always maintain good personal and environmental hygiene. Simply we can say hygiene is a practices that promote and preserve health. For example, from our daily activities, hands carry germs and we can't see that. But we should wash and clean hands to protect our body. Once again I repeat, hygiene is a science of the establishment and maintenance of health conditions or practices conducive to health as poor personal hygiene. Tell me students, how to have scientifically perfect hygiene. First one, wash your hair once or twice a week. Second one, brush your teeth twice a day with one of those times before bed. Third one, put on deodorant or antiperspirant right before you go to sleep. Fourth one, showering once every 2 to 3 days should be sufficient. Fifth one, floss once a day. Sixth one, use mouthwash if you need it, but avoid using it after brushing. Seventh one, diet. Eat a healthy and balanced diet. Choose healthy snacks such as fruit instead of sweets. Avoid sweet, fuzzy drinks. Drink water, milk or fresh juice. Eighth one, clean your glasses regularly before they get so smudged you can't see. Ninth one, cut your nails every week or two or whenever they get unruly. Now we will study about components of food. The chemical constituents of food which give us energy, help to build our body and protect us from diseases are called nutrients. So what is food? Basic source of nutrients. So materials required for growth and maintenance of our body is called nutrients. Once again I repeat, the chemical constituents of food which give us energy, help to build our body and protect us from diseases are called nutrients. What are major components of food? Fats, proteins, minerals, water, roughage, that is fiber foods, vitamins and carbohydrates are called major nutrients of food. Fats, proteins, minerals, water, roughage, vitamins and carbohydrates are called major nutrients of food. Let's see the classification of food. Food is mainly classified into three types. First one bodybuilding foods, second one protective foods, third one energy giving foods. So protein or bodybuilding food, example chicken, pulses. Minerals and vitamins are protective foods, example fruits and vegetables. Carbohydrate and fat are called energy giving foods, example cereals, fats and sugar. So food is mainly classified into three types: bodybuilding foods, protective foods and energy giving foods. Now we will see the components of food one by one. First one, carbohydrates. Carbohydrates are energy giving component of the food. Carbohydrates are energy giving component of the food. Example, sugar is a carbohydrate found in many foods. Fuel for brain and body. Let's see the form of carbohydrates and sources. First one, sugar. We will get sugar from honey, cane sugar, fruits and sugar beet. Second one, starch. We will get starch from rice, wheat, maize, potato, etc. Third one, dietary fiber. We will get dietary fiber from whole grain, nuts, etc. Second one is fats. Fat is also an energy giving food and provides more energy than carbohydrates. Fat is also an energy giving food and provides more energy than carbohydrates. Example, fatty meats and fish, cheese, butter, avocado, nuts and seeds, chocolate. Apart from giving energy, they insulate our body and protect the cells. Apart from giving energy, they insulate our body and protect the cells. Third component of food is proteins, that is bodybuilding foods. Proteins are necessary for our growth and repair as well as for regulating various body functions such as digestion. Pulses, eggs, fish, milk, chicken, soya bean, nut, grams, etc. are the sources of proteins. Once again I repeat, proteins are necessary for our growth and repair as well as for regulating various body functions such as digestion. Do you know students, soya bean is the highly rich source of protein. Soya bean is the highly rich source of protein. To know more details about carbohydrate, fat and proteins, see the link in below. Students, let's see the food test for carbohydrate, fat and protein.
Hi, good morning. Today we are going to learn about test for starch, proteins and fats in given food materials. First one is test for starch. For doing this test, we need iodine solution. Why? Because iodine solution is an indicator for starch. Starch gives blue-black color in the presence of iodine solution. When we add the solution to given food material, if it turns to blue-black color, it indicates that the substance contains starch. Observe carefully. Here, we are adding a drop of iodine solution to rice. Rice turns to blue-black color, so it contains starch. Likewise, we are going to do test for starch in potato. Observe what happens here. Potato slowly turns into blue-black color. That means starch is present in the potato. Second one is test for proteins. For doing this activity, we need food material, water, test tube, 10% sodium hydroxide solution, 2% copper sulfate solution, and dropper. Here, we take red gram for protein test. Take a little of gram flour into the test tube. Then add a little water to the flour and shake well. Now add 2 drops of copper sulfate solution to it. And then we have to add 10 drops of sodium hydroxide solution to it. If it turns purple color, it has proteins. Observe carefully. Is there any color change on adding sodium hydroxide? Yes, its color changes to purple. This color change indicates the presence of proteins. As above, we are going to do protein test for milk. As usually, we have to add 2 drops of copper sulfate and 10 drops of sodium hydroxide solutions to milk. Milk turns into purple color. What is the indication of this color change? Purple color indicates that milk contains proteins. Last one is test for fats. It is very simple test. To know the presence of fats in a given food material, We have to take a food sample and rub it gently on a piece of paper. If the paper turns translucent, the substance contains fats. Here, we used ghee as food sample. It turns the paper translucent. Hence, we understand fats are present in ghee. Next, we are going to try this test by using groundnuts. On rubbing, groundnut turns paper translucent. That means groundnut contains fats.
I hope you are all understood about the presence of carbohydrate, fat and proteins in food. Shall we see the fourth component, vitamins? Vitamins are required for carrying out various biochemical reactions in our body. Fruits, vegetables, grains, meat products are good sources of vitamins. Vitamins are called as protective food. There are 6 major vitamins, that is vitamin A, vitamin B, vitamin C, vitamin D, vitamin E and vitamin K. Vitamins B and C are water soluble. Vitamins A, D, E and K are fat soluble. Once again I repeat, vitamins are required for carrying out various biochemical reactions in our body. Students, listen. Now we will learn about list of vitamins and their importance. Vitamin A found in fish oil, egg, milk, ghee, carrot, corn, yellow fruits and greens. Vitamin A deficiency means we will get night blindness. Symptoms are poor vision, difficulty in seeing in dim light. Vitamin B found in whole grain, unpolished rice, milk, fish, meat, peas, lentils and green vegetables. Vitamin B deficiency means we will get beriberi. Symptoms are nervous weakness and fatigue. Vitamin C found in oranges, gooseberry, green chilli and tomato. Vitamin C deficiency means we will get scurvy. Symptom is bleeding gums. Vitamin D found in fish oil, milk and eggs. It is also made in our skin using sunlight. Vitamin D deficiency means we will get rickets. Symptoms are weak, flexible bones. Vitamin E found in vegetable oils, green vegetables, whole wheat, mango, apple and greens. Vitamin E deficiency means we will get nervous weakness, dimming of eyesight. Symptoms are childlessness, lack of resistance power to illnesses. Vitamin K found in green vegetables, tomato, cabbage, eggs, milk products. Vitamin K deficiency means we will get weakness of the bones, teeth, etc. Symptoms are even a small cut bleeds profusely. Do you know, students, sunscreen lotion reduces your skin's ability to produce vitamin D by up to 95%, which may lead to vitamin D deficiency. Once again I repeat, sunscreen lotion reduces your skin's ability to produce vitamin D by up to 95%, which may lead to vitamin D deficiency. So sunscreen lotions are not good for health. Do you know, students? Gooseberries contains nearly 20 times the vitamin C than orange. Gooseberries contains nearly 20 times the vitamin C than orange. Now we will see the fifth component, minerals. Minerals are required for growth as well as for the regulation of normal body function. Green leafy vegetables like spinach, pulses, eggs, milk, fish and fruits are important sources of minerals in our diet. Minerals are also a protective foods. Once again I repeat, minerals are required for growth as well as for the regulation of normal body function. Like plants, our body also needs minerals for all the chemical processes. Now we will learn about some of the minerals and their functions. Calcium is needed for making bones and teeth. clotting of blood. Like calcium, phosphorus also needed for the formation of bones and teeth. Iodine is essential for the synthesis of thyroid hormone. Iron is needed for formation of hemoglobin and brain development. To know more details about vitamins and minerals, see the link in below. Do you know, students? 80% of the world production of moringa leaves is in India. In Tamil, we used to say Murungai Kirai. 80% of the world production of moringa leaves is in India. The major countries which import moringa leaves are China, US, Germany, Canada, South Korea and European countries. Moringa leaves are rich in vitamin A, vitamin C, potassium, calcium, iron and protein. Moringa leaves are rich in vitamin A, vitamin C, potassium, calcium, iron and protein. It also contains powerful antioxidants. Sixth food component is water. Our body needs an adequate supply of water in order to maintain good health. Any human being should take minimum 8 tumblers of water every day. That is 2 liters. Any human being should take 2 liters of water every day. Okay students, I hope you are all understood about components of food. Now let's see some textbook pages related to today's topics. Page number 91 lesson starts and page number 92 given introduction of health and hygiene. Page number 93 and 94 explains the components of food and their importance. Definition of carbohydrate is also in that page. Carbohydrates are energy giving components of the food. Page number 95 and 96 explains the components of fat, protein and vitamins. Fat is also an energy giving food. Proteins are necessary for our growth and repair. Vitamins are required for carrying out various biochemical reactions in our body. Page number 97 and 98 explains the types of vitamins, functions and their deficiency diseases. Vitamin A, vitamin B, vitamin C, vitamin D, vitamin E, vitamin K are the types of vitamins. There is an activity in that page. Try it by your own. Page number 99 explains the food components, minerals and water. Minerals are required for growth as well as for the regulation of normal body function. Our body needs an adequate supply of water in order to maintain good health. Any human being should take minimum 8 tumblers of water every day. That is, sixth component of food is water. Okay students, I hope you are all clear with today's session. Components of food. It's time for evaluation. Be ready students. Answer the following questions. First question. Write 2 examples for each of the following. Option A. Food items rich in fat. Option B. Vitamin deficiency diseases. Second question. Differentiate between carbohydrate and protein. Third question. Define nutrients. Fourth question. List out the types of vitamins. Fifth question. Sunscreen lotion is not good for our health. Justify. Sixth question. What are the food items that contain minerals? Seventh question. What are the nutrients present in the moringa leaf? Okay students, 6th lesson part 2 health and nutrients will continue in next session. Thank you.